Welcome to Frederick at its best. I'm Frederick County Executive Jan Gardner, and I'm pleased to welcome everyone to our special ceremony to recognize Black History Month. February is a special time to honor African Americans and their contributions to our society and to our community here in Frederick. The recognition of Black History Month can be traced back to 1915, a half a century after Abraham Lincoln approved a joint resolution of Congress to submit the 13th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, which abolished slavery in the United States. It was in 1915 when a Harvard-trained historian by the name of Carter Woodson and a prominent minister named Jesse Moreland founded an organization dedicated to researching and promoting achievements of Americans who are of African American descent. That organization, known today as the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, sponsors a special week in 1926 to honor these achievements. They chose the second week of February by intention because it coincides with the birthdays of President Lincoln and the abolitionist leader Frederick Douglass. In the decades that followed, mayors of cities across the country began issuing yearly proclamations to recognize the special week and also began hosting special events. By the late 1960s, Black History Month was being celebrated in many places across the nation, particularly on college campuses. President Gerald Ford officially recognized Black History Month in 1976. Since then, every American president has designated February as Black History Month, and they've endorsed a specific theme. This year's theme focuses on voting rights, and certainly voting rights is still an important issue today, as it has been for a long time. This year, 2020, marks two significant anniversaries for voting rights. In 1870, 150 years ago, the 15th Amendment was ratified, giving African American men the right to vote. And I do note that it was just for men. It stated, "The right of citizens to vote shall not be denied or abridged on account of race, color, or previous conditions of servitude." Though, for those of us who know our history, we know that voting rights were still denied, even though that was a constitutional amendment. Also in 2020 is the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment securing women's right to vote. And we should recognize that part of the fight for women's right to vote was also because there was concern about giving African American women the right to vote along with other women. With these momentous anniversaries in mind, the 2020 theme for African American History Month is African Americans and the Vote, exploring 150 years or more of history of the struggle to ensure that African Americans are able to fully participate in American democracy. And again, this theme speaks to the ongoing struggle for the right to vote today, and it certainly does continue today, and we see that in a number of states across our nation. Through voting rights campaigns that predated the Civil War and legal actions from the turn of the 20th century to today, African Americans have made their voices heard about the importance of voting. This month is also a time to celebrate well-known African American leaders and heroes in our country and in our community. These include people like Frederick Douglass, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Jackie Robinson, Thurgood Marshall, Clarence Mitchell Jr., and of course, many more. We can be proud of the men and women from our own community who joined this illustrious list. There was longtime Frederick resident Lord Nickens, who many of us had the great privilege and pleasure to know personally, a man of conviction, a veteran, a civil rights leader, and a true humanitarian. For 22 years, Lord Nickens served as president of the Frederick County chapter of the NAACP, and he proudly stood his entire life for civil rights for all people. We also recognize local leaders such as Dr. Ulysses Bourne, who is Frederick's first African-American physician, Othello Howard, a freed slave who purchased land on the east side of South Mountain in 1869. The county is naming its newest regional park after Othello, as he was best known when the park opens this spring near Brunswick. Joy Onley, one of the first people to integrate Frederick High School in 1958 and the author of A History of Blacks in Frederick County. William Bill Hall, who served as alderman for the city of Frederick and who served on the Frederick County Planning Commission. And we also recognize our two elected leaders currently serving on the Board of Aldermen, Roger Wilson and Derek Shackelford, who are both here today. If we had time, we could continue to list names. Whenever I list names, I'm always concerned about all the people I did not list because we all know there's more than this. As people in our community continue to make history every day. There are also many activities planned during February to celebrate Black History Month, and we just saw a great article in the newspaper about what the students at Urbana High School were doing. And certainly some of the guests who are standing here with me will highlight some of these events when they introduce themselves. I do want to speak to one event, and that is the showing of the award-winning documentary film called The Tale of the Lion. The Art Society of Frederick made this film to share stories of what life was like for African Americans living in Frederick County, told by elders in our community about their life experiences. They shared their memories, their wit, and their wisdom in a very powerful way. The film has been shown a number of times in our community. It was recently shown at the Brunswick Public Library on February 1st, and it will be shown again in the near future on Wednesday, February 12th at the Frederick Senior Center on Tanya Avenue. The doors open at 11:30. There's a lunch at noon. Food always attracts people. And the film will start at 12:30. And that event will be then followed by some discussions and question and answers. So if you're interested in attending that event, you can call for a spot by calling 301-600-1234. That's our new senior services number. We thought it was easy to say 600-1234. So I'd now like to invite City Alderman Kelly Russell and County Council President MC Keegan to read our proclamation. I'm going to step back.
Thank you, Madam Executive. We're honored to be here today. I extend apologies for the mayor's absence. He is with the Maryland Mayors Association today in Annapolis. Today's proclamation says, whereas in 1976, February was designated as National Black History Month and was formally adopted to honor and affirm the importance of African Americans throughout our American experience. And whereas the history of Africa dates back thousands of years and includes some of the most advanced and innovative societies in human existence that we can all draw inspiration from. And whereas Black History Month is a time for all Americans to reflect on the rich history and teachings of African Americans whose contributions are vast and wide, to remember those who took a stance against prejudice to build lives of dignity and opportunity, and those who advanced the cause of civil rights and strengthened families and communities.
And whereas the Frederick County and the City of Frederick are dedicated to the principle of fostering the civil and human rights of all people in Frederick County and encourage reflection on the rich history and contributions of African Americans throughout our community. Now, therefore, as the County Executive of Frederick County, the President of the County Council, and the Mayor of the City of Frederick, we hereby proclaim February 2020 as Black History Month in Frederick County and encourage all our residents to join in celebrating Black History Month by participating in educational events honoring the traditions and contributions of African Americans. Signed, Jan Gardner, County Executive of Frederick County, MC Keegan, President of the County Council, and Michael O'Connor, Mayor of the City of Frederick, presented this 6th day of February, 2020.
Okay. So now we're going to hear from the people who have joined us. I'm going to pass the microphone. I'm going to start with you, Daryl.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege and an honor to stand up here today and to hear this proclamation. We know it hasn't always been the case in Frederick County, but it's great to be in a time where Black History Month is celebrated. And not only is Black History Month celebrated, but as was stated, there are quite a few Black and African American citizens who have contributed to the success of Frederick County. I'm currently serving as the Executive Director of Public Affairs for Frederick County Public Schools, and I am proud to say that we do have activities going on throughout our county for Black History Month. We have a listing on our website, and I want to acknowledge the program that we have. It's an essay writing program where we're involving elementary, middle, and high school students and to submit essays or writings about Harriet Tubman or Frederick Douglass. And there are different levels of writings for those schools. But I'm excited to be a part of the team that's going to review and identify the recipients who will be included on Channel 18, reading their essay and giving these students a chance to be on television and have their parents to watch in their community to celebrate with them. But this is a great opportunity to celebrate in Frederick County. So please go to our webpage at fcps.org and you'll see more information. Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, and as always, County Exec, thank you so very much for this opportunity. I'm Angela Spencer, former chair of the Frederick County Human Relations Commission, member of Frederick County Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and just a community advocate. I consider myself just a servant in the community. But it's truly exciting today to be here for our Black History Proclamation. Many people have said to me this morning at work, wow, you're wearing all these bold and vibrant colors. But when I think about the blacks in history, we are bold, we are strong, and we are vibrant. So why not represent in my outfit today? But nonetheless, I celebrate also people like Lord Nickens to have had an opportunity to work with him and to glean from him. And I encourage everyone, find someone that can teach you so that you can teach someone else. And as it was mentioned, the motto for this, or the theme for this year, focuses on voting. Remember, your vote is your voice. You have a choice, but your vote is your voice. So get out to vote.
It is an honor to be here today. I am, thank you to the county executive, and I am representing Genesis Treatment Services. We are an organization that assists with the treatment of opioid addiction. And as a lover of African American history and the African diaspora, it is a pleasure and honor to be here and to learn, because we are fairly new to Frederick. We will be coming up on a year next month, so it is an honor to learn about the African American history here in Frederick County. We've been welcomed here, so there is the obvious need for treatment with opioid addiction. And you can find us on Instagram, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us, of course, doing a Google search. And we are open, our doors are open, and we are accepting patients, and we get our patients in right away. So thank you for the opportunity. What's your name? Sharon Snowden.
Hi, I'm Leslie Barnes Keating, the Director of the Frederick County Office for Children and Families. And of course, thank you to County Executive Gardner and the Council for this proclamation today. It is always a pleasure for us to stand in this space and recognize Black History Month every February. And especially so because, as the CE pointed out, if we look around the room at the diversity of this group that we have gathered here today, so we have not only appointed and elected positions that are very diverse, but also community champions and business owners and members of county government. And for me, as a lifelong Frederick County resident, I'm always proud to say that yes, this month is Black History Month, and yes, we acknowledge that in Frederick County, but truly in this county, all year long, we celebrate the gifts of African Americans.
Thank you to the county elected officials as well as the city elected officials. My name is Stephen Gordon. I've been involved in this struggle for over 50 years. I have to say that I know that blacks have made some progress, but there's absolutely a lot of progress need to be made yet. And I am still, while I've been on the battlefield for this civil rights movement for a long time, I am not tired of it yet, and I want to see it continue. I would like to see, let me just back up a minute and say I'm originally from Alabama. Back then we had Black History Week. It was only 1 week. Later on, it was changed from 1 week to 1 month. I would like to see Frederick County, in particular the education, do Black History not 1 month, but 12 months. That would make my life complete if I could see that done before my term here on earth expires. Today I'm representing ARC. I have served on various boards in the time that I've been here. I've served on HRC, ECDC, American Red Cross, Habitat for Humanity, you name it. I have served on it, and I have tried to make things better for housing. One of the things that I was also president and vice president of the NAACP for over 20 years. Our major mission back in the 60s and 70s was public accommodation, houses, and employment. And hopefully, we made a little bit of progress in all three of those categories done my administration under the tutelage of a gentleman by the name of Lord Dunmo Nickens. And so just pleased to be here and be a part of this celebration. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Tanya Amadon. I work with the Housing Authority, and I too want to thank Executive Jane Gardner for allowing us to be here this morning. I too served on the HRC, and I also served on the NAACP here in Frederick. I love Frederick. Although I wasn't born here, I was raised here, and I love it. One of the things I love about it is the rich Black history that we have here. And I, too, enjoy Black History Month. If you're my friend on Facebook, I am one that posts about Black history in Frederick. I also want to thank Stephen Gordon for being a pioneer in this county and doing everything that he has done for us. He has truly helped pave the way. I represent the Housing Authority, and so because we had so many pave the way for us, we too can now house individuals and not discriminate. And so I love the fact that we had so many others go before us and pave the way for us. So I'm thankful because they lived, we're able to live. And I want to also continue on with the sentiments of Steve Gordon. We still have a way to go. We still have a way to go, and so I'm looking forward to seeing us, make moves to continue to do what we have to do so that all can be created, all can be treated equal, and all can have equal rights. So thanks again for allowing us this opportunity.
Good morning. My name is Esther Metellus. I'm here on behalf of Elizabeth Chung from the Asian American Center. It is such an honor and a pleasure to be here. I've been a resident of this county for the past 2 years and work as a community engagement specialist at the Asian American Center, seated in the West End, where it's very diverse in the Golden Mile, and seeing all the different programs that we do in community health. I'm working across ages with seniors, as well as working with the schools, doing mentorship programs at West Frederick Middle School, as well as Monocacy Middle School. Just the vibrant fabric that we have here is just a pleasure and an honor. Thank you, County Exec Gardner, for inviting us here and to be a part of this.
Hi, my name's Miles Ward. I'm with the County Human Relations Department, and I'd like to say thank you to the county and the city for doing this, and thanks to everyone here for attending. I tell people that, as far as I'm concerned, this day every year is more fun than the Super Bowl. Because people get together.
Wow, I'll remember that, Miles.
And we have a lot of history, Black history, to celebrate. And I hope people who haven't seen The Tale of the Lion will go to see it next week. I hope people who don't know everything that Mr. Gordon has done in his life will seek him out, because, he went to the March on Washington. Wow. He's been around. He's done it all. And I do have to say his idea of a Black History Year, I think, is just spectacular. And maybe we ought to try working on that. Mm-hmm. And if we all get together and push, maybe we can get something done. I like the sound of that.
Good morning. My name is Carl Lair, and I stand here on behalf of Housing Authority of the City of Frederick, Kevin Lauer, the board, the staff, the residents, and all those who support. It's a privilege and honor to be here and stand here. Thank you, sir, for your great work that you have done. He has laid the foundation, and it's up to us now to build on it. And as a younger generation, I stand here and from growing up in the community, now working for the community, I think there is a great work that we can do. And if you have a voice, if you have words, please know that you can just say something, and from there it can grow. So continue to sow your seeds, and it is up to us now to water it and watch something come up from it.
Good morning. My name is Katina Smallwood, and I also stand here on behalf of the Housing Authority of City of Frederick. It's an honor and a privilege to be here this morning amongst all of these people. I have been at the Housing Authority for a long time, and I have seen a lot. So I've seen a lot of progress, but I also know that we have a long way to go. But I'm confident that with everyone's help that we will move forward, and I'm just honored to have all the people who have paved the way for me to be able to even stand here amongst all of you this morning, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Christine Kay, and I am the new Division Director for the Department of Citizen Services for Frederick County. I'm excited to be here. This is my first proclamation. What a great event to get initiated in on. And I look forward to working with everybody and celebrate. I'm already in love with Frederick and celebrating the diversity in the county.
Good morning. My name is Michael Blue. I'm the County Council Vice President for Frederick County. I'm here to support the proclamation honoring Black History Month. It's a privilege and an honor to be here, and I thank everybody for showing up.
Good morning. My name is Blanche Henry, and I'm a previous owner of a successful business in Frederick County for 15 years. It was Serenity Tea Room and Fine Dining. I am grateful to be here. This is my first proclamation for Frederick County, and I'm just so grateful for everything, and I'm looking forward to more success that we will be having in the coming years for Black history.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Ronnie Henry. I am the senior pastor at Hope Christian Fellowship Church in Adamstown, Maryland. I'm also the husband of this wonderful woman and former co-owner of Serenity Tea Room and Fine Dining. And I stand also on behalf of the Alpha Lambda Lambda chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated in Frederick County. And it is a humbling experience for Blanche and I today to be here because we've been busy working so many years, some in the county and some away from the county. So to have an opportunity to be here today, she's retired and I'm in transition. We're not, but let me say we are not retiring. We are preparing for the next season of community service. I'm very excited as I participate as part of an entity as I reflect on today, being a product of the 1960s. From a native of South Carolina, both of us. I can remember the segregated times of going to the doctor offices with different areas and different chairs to sit in. So it's very humbling today to continue the work and continuing the legacy of my ancestors as I have some familiarity with the stony roads that were trod. And so I'm excited because I look forward to working with County Executive Gardner and many of the elected officials that are in here today as I attempt to build and stand up a new entity that will focus on community wellness, economic growth, divine hope, and crisis response that I'm working aggressively on right now and hopefully will roll out soon. So keep us in prayer as we continue to strive to make a difference in this county.
Good afternoon now. I'm Veronica Lowe, and I too want to thank the county exec and the county council. In a conversation with Jan Gardner the other day, one thing that we identified is that we both love Frederick County. And so I'm here today representing many organizations, but first, I am a proud member of Frederick County, and that's where my love has come from, is being here and being part of this county. I am a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, founded in 1908, and the chapter member here of Chi Theta Omega, and I am on many different boards and commissions, and I am proud to say I'm a new member of the Human Relations Commission as of Tuesday night. Thank you. And so I really look forward to the opportunity to help to eliminate discriminations in housing, employment, et cetera, and also really looking forward to supporting diversity and inclusion, and to really distinguish the difference, because I find that a lot of people use it as a buzzword and they want diversity, but they don't want inclusion. And inclusion to me means that, you might be diverse, but you want to hear what I have to say, hear what I think, because we do have different perspectives and we do see things different, and to be able to respect that and not, have a negative opinion about anybody because of that they see it different than you, because of our cultures. I am also a proud member of the Greater Frederick Area Panhellenic Council, which is comprised of the 9 sororities and fraternities, and a member of the Community Foundation, Women and Women Mentoring, the Citizen Advisory Board for the Transportation Planning Board, and I just really enjoy being a part of these different committees because it does help to bring awareness.
Hi, I'm Rose Cheney, and it's an honor to be here, and thank you for this proclamation. First, I want to say that Black history is America's history, and we need to remember that. I'm here to represent a few places. I'm a member of Chi Theta Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, a member of Negro Business and Professional Women's Club, and I'm also a lifelong member of Asbury United Methodist Church, which has 202 years of rich history in this county and has done a lot. And I ask you all to look up our contributions to Frederick County. I'm also a board member. Wait a minute, let me go back. Asbury also has a race relations talk every third Thursday, 7 o'clock. We invite the community to come join us in All Saints Episcopal Church. I'm also a board member of ARCH, whose mission is to share and preserve the African American history of Frederick County. And we look forward to opening our African American Heritage Centers. And we encourage everyone to get in touch with us. Look at our website, because we have many activities this month. The first one is this Saturday. We're having an African American History Fair, Community History Fair. And we encourage you to come out to that. And also the Tale of the Line is also going to be shown later this month, in addition to the Senior Citizen Center. It will be also at the New Spires stage. And check our website for that date and time. I guess that's all I want to say.
Good morning. I want to thank the county executive and the county council for giving me this opportunity to speak this morning. I am so honored to be here. As we mentioned about the love of Frederick, she knows that I'm in love with Frederick. She told me once I could be the ambassador. But I would just like to say I'm here representing myself. I'm a member of some of these organizations that have been mentioned, and I would say that the Negro Business and Professional Women's Club was my introduction to Frederick. I knew no one when I came to Frederick. My husband did not work here. So just me reaching out to people because I love people. And I have seen Frederick grow since, I guess, I arrived in 1984. I have seen it grow and develop, and it's grown in diversity. And I echo the not only diversity, I love the fact that there is inclusion. Of course, I'm kind of pushy, so I give a big smile and get people to talking about themselves, and I learn more and more about people in Frederick that have been so welcoming to me, and I'm so honored to be here. I am also a part of history. I grew up in Georgia, where when I was pregnant with my first child, my doctor could not even deliver at the hospital. So I come from way back, and I just am so appreciative that I've had the opportunity not only to have come from such low status, so to speak, but I'm a world citizen. Wherever I go, I meet people, I love them, and they love me back. And that's what I found in Frederick. Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me here. My name is Jennifer Shoemaker, and I come from Federated Charities. I work for Ellen, so thank you, Ellen, for inviting me. I'm also a local artist. I'm a painter, and your colors are so beautiful, and I love the African colors. So I've been inspired today to start a new painting based on what I feel about Black History Month. So thank you. I will start on that tonight, so look forward to sharing it. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Shirley Greer. I am a resident of Frederick County since 1972, and I too love Frederick County. And I thank you so much for having me here. I am representing Negro Business Professional Women, Arch, and who else? Madam C.J. Walker, Temple 509, and I could go on with others, but I am just so thankful for being here and seeing all of us standing here together, because I remember the black toilets, the black water fountains, and all of that too. So as it has been said, we have came a long ways, but we definitely have a long ways to go. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Mary Lee. I also want to thank the county and the city and everyone being here today. As chair of the Human Relations Commission, we have been in this county for over 3 decades or close to 3 decades doing work in the community to eliminate unlawful discrimination and to promote equal opportunity and multiculturalism here in Frederick County. I'm so thankful that I live in a county. I also am not from Frederick County, but I'm so thankful that I live in a county that not only highlights it this month, but also practices it each month throughout the year. I also would be remiss if I didn't echo many of the comments that have been already said on behalf of Mr. Gordon, also Mr. Hall, and of course Bill Lee, and so many others that have paved the way. I am so thankful to be standing here today because of the work and the boldness of African Americans from years past. And I know that many of us here are not only, many are born here, but there's also emotional roots here. And we do volunteer work in this community because we truly do believe in the community that we live. And I'm so thankful to be a part of it.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Washington, and it's definitely my first time here. You know, when I came in with a bang. You heard my phone. I'm representing Just Us. It's a primarily African-American men's group that raises money and gives back in scholarships. In addition, I work for Frederick County Public Schools with the Success Program. And lastly, I do coach over at Urbana, which is basically probably 2% African American. I remember going in there thinking that's not the population I wanted to impact, but shortly after that I realized that having a African American positive image that they can see every day during practice and outside of practice does impact, and it affects them in a way where if they see any negative images, they have a positive one they can definitely lean on. And I'm thankful for being here, and hopefully I'll be back next year.
Good morning, and again, thank you to the city and to the county council. My name is Donna Hamilton, and I'm here representing a number of groups as well. First, for the Negro National Association of Business and Professional Women's Club, along with the Beta Alpha Sigma Zeta chapter of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, and none other than my First Missionary Baptist Church, where my pastor is the Reverend William H. Graham. I'm so happy to be here, and I share the sentiments of everything said.
Roger Wilson, Alderman, City of Frederick.
Good morning. I'm Dr. Renee Thomas, hyphenated Spencer. I'm honored to be here this morning. This is probably my 3rd or 4th proclamation, and I want to thank the county exec and the county council for having this event annually. I'm actually representing Jack and Jill of America, which is a mom's group of professional African American women, and our goal is to encourage our children in civic engagement, education, and socially and culturally make them aware of the opportunities available to them.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, everyone, for this wonderful proclamation. I'm Velva Cooper. I'm also a native of Frederick County, and I'm very, very proud to be here. I'm a graduate of Brunswick High School, 1983, and I want to share that growing up in very rural Frederick County in Brunswick, back in the late 60s and 70s, it was very important to us to put up a showcase each month at our high school to honor Black History Month. And I think that myself and some of my classmates were the very first to do that. We were also very first generation college educated, and I stand on the shoulders of many here today, including my elementary school teacher, Miss Rose Cheney. So, I mean, I'm almost in tears to be here today because, you know, many of us can look back and say that, you know, we never thought to see a diverse Frederick County like we see now. The Pan-Hellenic Council, which I'm a proud member of, Delta Sigma Theta sorority, my church, Quinn Chapel, my employers, the Frederick County Health Department, Frederick Community College, Frederick County Public Schools. I've been able to advance my career and become a licensed mental health therapist, advocating for young women and people involved in the criminal justice system. And none of that wouldn't be possible without many people who are standing here today, many who we're looking at their faces there. I also want to bring your attention to an article that is currently in the current issue of Frederick Magazine about the beautiful town of Coatesville, Maryland, which is the history of my maternal family. So as you're looking for something to read this Black History Month, please open up the Frederick Magazine and look for that beautiful article on the lovely town of Coatesville, Maryland, and you'll learn a lot. Thank you so much.
Eliezer Valentin Castañón. I am the pastor at Trinity United Methodist Church here in Frederick. And one of the things that just to share, and I'm so glad that we were invited to come to this, we got some emails coming our way for that. And in our church, we have been celebrating Black History Month for the past several years since I've been in this church. And this year we have two important events. One is a training for young people and young adults on Black history, specifically an analysis and an exploration of the meaning of Martin Luther King Jr.'s letter from Birmingham jail, and what does that mean for us today as people of faith? And that's going to be on the 15th at our church, and you're more than welcome to come. And you'll hear more about that. I'll be sending emails about the event. And also we have an event scheduled for the 22nd, which is in collaboration with Arch, to explore and to expose people more to the history of Black folks here in Frederick. So it's something to again avail yourselves and people to avail themselves of this opportunity, as we want to have more people engage in the conversation what it means to be together and to be, as we have been saying at our church, a beloved community in Frederick. So thank you.
Thank you. My name is Watu Morima, lifetime resident of Frederick. I want to thank the County Council and the executive for sponsoring this program, and Angela for getting the word out, because it would have escaped me. So I appreciate that. As I'm looking at this montage of Black historians and Black heroes and sheroes that spread before us up there, I would be remiss, because the work that they did, and hearing this distinguished group up here, it would seem like all of the work that they had set out and identified had been accomplished. But I would be in total disagreement with that. That we're standing up here and talking about how great Frederick is. Frederick is a bitter place. Walk the streets every day, and I see homelessness, rampant homelessness, and the people are treated with total disdain, disrespect. They treat it as inhuman. That is what Frederick, that's a side of Frederick people want to gloss over. But I don't gloss over it. The organization that I work with, Sons of Reawakening, that has sons, that's the celestial body. We work not just in February, but we have Black History 12 months a year. We have programs at the Asbury Methodist Church. They've been opening their arms, welcoming us and other organizations in Frederick that are trying to deal with the social, economic, and educational needs of the Black people in Frederick. I have a penchant for working with Black people, with Black people, because that's what I am. First and foremost, that's where my interest lies. but I work with anybody that helps to forward the issues of discrimination and oppression. So every like I said, every month of the year, I caught a glimpse of Dr. King on this video display. But I was speaking with one of his workers early this week. He's going to be kicking off our first program. A lot of those people out of that era, they worked tirelessly, and they weren't compensated for that work. This gentleman living in utter poverty, and we're doing our best to get him up here and to reward him for not just coming up here, but for his dedication, because he's still out there on that line working with the sanitation workers the day Dr. King was murdered, or the day before he was murdered. Dr. King was leading that work up. But Willie Ricks, if there's anybody up here that wants a Black History program, get with me and I can put you in touch with this guy, because this guy is the one that coined the term Black Power. He's the one that coined that term. He was never given credit for it. He never asked for credit for it. But I thought there's nothing more that we can do than to reach out to those warriors, those heroes and sheroes from the days going by, and put them in front of these kids today so that they can hear it firsthand. They need to be able to hear it because a lot of them are leaving us. So if that's something that anybody's interested in, please get in contact with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you. My name is Michael Benitsky. I'm here for myself, representing me. Thank you very much for holding this. This is a wonderful event. It's wonderful to come to. I currently am a member of the Board of Education of Frederick County Public Schools, and I taught here for 40 years in history and government. And I'm on the board of directors of Heritage Frederick, which is the Historic Society. All of these organizations and the curriculum office in Frederick County Public Schools continues to try to infuse on a daily basis the successes and the setbacks of the African American experience in our U.S. history, and partly in Frederick. Not enough about Frederick. The Historic Society does do a walking tour about Frederick. What I'm struck by in standing here and listening to all of this, and I'm close to the end, the stories. We can't lose these stories. These stories are really important. They are the thing that affect our children the most. And when you try and affect kids in school, you talk to them about what was the past, but to bring someone from the past who lived that experience, it can touch them and get to them, we hope. So thank you very much for holding this. This is a wonderful part of Frederick County as it grows.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon. My name is Ellen Ross. I also echo thanking the city and county for hosting this event. I wear several hats in the community. I'm on the Fair Housing Commission. I chair the Frederick Nonprofit Alliance, but I am also the director of Federated Charities. And one of the things that we're very proud of is that we serve as a safety net and have done so for more than 100 years for all citizens in Frederick. And that is whether or not any of us ever needed to use any of the services of any of the organizations that have ever been in our building. We are here as a safety net for the community, and we're very proud of that. And we're very proud to be able to join with you today, and we're very proud to be able to be working on some of these issues moving forward. So thank you for having us.
Hello, good morning. My name is Danielle Haskin, and I just want to say that I live service, and it's so warming to see so many community members here today. I encourage us to come out and make a difference. We know that African Americans or Black history is also has a lot of disparities. So with the health disparities, we have many organizations that you can be involved with. If you go to the Frederick City, the Frederick County, or the Health Department website, you will see that we have maternal child health meetings every fourth Friday. We have adverse childhood experience meetings. And I encourage everyone to get involved because you can make a difference in our history. I am a member of Chi Theta Omega sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and I encourage, again, just community empowerment, community engagement. We will make a difference, and we will make Frederick better.
Hello, thank you for putting this together. I appreciate standing here. My name is Katie Hall. I am representing myself first as a black woman, a wife, and a mother. I have raised a wonderful 18-year-old black man, and I'm starting all the way over with a 19-month-old baby girl. I also represent myself, my profession as a registered nurse. I am proud to say that I'm able to stand on the shoulders of the very first professionally trained black nurse, Mary Eliza Mahoney. I'm proud to say that she was able to persevere during some very dark times. And anytime I feel discouraged, I think of those who have gone before me and what they have endured. And I know that I can also persevere. I can also stand firm in the face of adversity, in the face of discrimination, in the face of microaggressions. I also am representing FMH, well, formerly FMH, now Frederick Health. I am the program coordinator for stroke and chest pain at the hospital. I'm also on the Diversity Advisory Council there at the hospital. I have seen a lot of growth in diversity and inclusion and awareness at the hospital and throughout Frederick County. I'm glad to be a part. I'm glad that there's so many leaders that are stepping up in the black community to be examples for our children. And I just thank you.
Thank you, County Executive. Thank you, Council Chair MC Keegan-Hare. Thank you, Alderman Russell. My name is Derek Shockford, Alderman in the City of Frederick, and has been mentioned regarding Black history. And Black history is not just American history, but it's also world history, and a significant part of world history. Black history just didn't start with slavery, but when we go back to who invented mathematics, who invented medicine, and the significant contributions that many of us are able to experience today came from black faces. So we should always remember the significant contributions, not just in this country, but also worldwide. I'm humbled because in this room are many of the people who have made significant contributions and also paved the way so that I could be in the seat that I sit in today. So I thank you, Mr. Gordon. I thank you, Ms. Rose Cheney. I thank you, Ms. Willie Gardner, for your steadfastness and for your endurance and for your courage. And also, it's also up to all of us to put another log on the bridge so someone else can cross and push the door a little bit wider so someone else can get through.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for excuse me, attending today, for sharing your experiences, your comments, and your reflections. Black History Month is a time to recognize the accomplishments and achievements of people in our community, our nation, around the world, in all fields and areas of government, law, medicine, science, the arts, really many, many areas. I think it is important, as Rose Cheney said, to remember that African American history in our country is American history in our country. So we should continue to recognize the heroes, the sheroes, and the people who have fought for justice and equality in our past, but recognize that we are still continuing to make history. And so I want to thank you all for what you do in our community and for helping us to continue to make the progress that we need to make. All of us who stand here have different experiences. I want to say I have a different experience, and I have recognized that, and I need all of you to be here to help us to continue to make progress, because as much as some of us intellectually understand things, we haven't lived it. And so I think that you can help us to continue to make progress as we move in the future. And hopefully next year, when we gather for this proclamation for Black History Month, we can say that together we made progress in our community. So thank you for joining us. I encourage everyone who's watching to please engage in our community to celebrate Black History Month. Thank you for joining us.